Alright, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. Vincenzo, episode 17. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So the last episode, Vin was about to cause mayhem to the whole family. Niggas scared to death as they should be. You know, Seung crazy ass ain't gonna show his face. He don't give a fuck. But he decides he's not gonna kill these niggas yet. Cause point blank, he wants them to suffer first. But as they all cowering in fear, he does point the gun at Seung and ends up shooting his ear and shit. And then dips off. Then he goes back to the hospital to grieve for the loss of his mom. And he doesn't really show a lot of emotion like that, but this is the first time he just breaks down crying. Then they had the funeral. Vin and Chai talk about what they gotta do. It's getting real out here in these streets. So he picks up the scarf his mom gave him, and then he starts reading the letter. The same letter that Chai was reading a couple episodes back. We found out that she knew that Vin was her son. Or at least she had a good feeling at a certain point. Back at the hospital, Seung's tired of this shit. He's like, man, I want Vin dead. Point blank, period. Then we get flashbacks to the dreams that he's been having or whatever like that, but there's something different about this dream. Yeah, we know he killed a mafia boss, but in this particular dream, they showed the little girl in the seat. So who was this little girl? Basically, we don't know yet. So after he's finished feeding his bird friend, Chow brings him a case with a gun and some ammunition. All the tenants are closing up their stores today, just to be of any service to Vin. Seung's still pissed off as usual. Then he gets a call from Vin. The first thing he asks him is how did the funeral go? I swear he has no chill button whatsoever. It turns out there is a way for the tenants to help in this mission. They get them all black suits, Finn and Shire in his other room, and they're basically going to watch the event go down. What event exactly? Well, it's an event where investors are going to try to buy a piece of the Babel Tower. What the Babel associates don't know is the tenants are posing as security guards. They're also bringing in a birthday cake. And they're making sure they keep everybody else that's not that important out of the room. So as everything's taking place, Chai and Vin are watching it through cameras. And as the people are bidding on pieces of the tower, one of Vin's guys, who used to be Mihun's guy, busts in a room with a bomb strapped to him and tells them they got 10 minutes to rip up any contracts connected to Babel. You won't be connected to them whatsoever at this point. Then we got a flashback to when he talked to Vin and Chai, told him it was a fake bomb. You probably don't remember these two, it was a couple episodes back. There was one when they strapped him to their chair and they had that fake shooting thing. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, some of the people are starting to think it's fake too. So he says in 5 seconds he's going to give him a demonstration by blowing up a piece of the tower prop or whatever. But when the countdown goes down, his shit starts blinking. And it explodes, killing him. Oh shit. So Vin lied to him. The bomb on his stomach was real. Chai didn't even know that shit. But she knows a while back he had something to do with her father's death, so she accepts it. So everybody in there is panicking and shit. So the people do what Vin said. They rip up contracts and all ties connected to Babel. The whole point of this, it makes it a lot easier to go at Babel without all their connections attached to him. But at this point, I still think Vin is beyond that. Even after all that, the countdown starts up again, but when it hits 0, it just pours out a bunch of juice. So there really was no bomb inside the cake. But when that happened, everybody that broke ties or whatever, they were already out of the room. The only people that were left in the room was Seung, Mion, John, and Wang. A diversion because of casualty. Later on, June talks to a certain individual who's actually going to be a huge problem from Babel later on. He wants to get a meeting with the head minister talking about the guillotine file. Meanwhile, this guy was to come back to Mihun because his partner blew up, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to end well for him. Meanwhile, on the low, Wang's been still meeting up with Vin at the hockey ring. He's been sharing all types of information with him, including the scheduling of the meeting. Mihun back to her usual business. See, I knew she was going to get this nigga murked. Back at that spot, each of the tenants are going to confront the people at the party and make sure that they're not only discontinuing anything with Babel, but also making sure that they never violate the plaza again. Mission accomplished! Meanwhile, back at Babel with the brothers, Seung actually puts his brother in charge of Babel biochemicals. I know he's wondering like why all of a sudden, but honestly I think Seung's catching on to him. I think he really wants to just keep him busy so he can keep an eye on him. June finally gets his meeting with this big time investor slash mayor slash something. They actually checked the information on him, come to find out he owns a lot of real estate. They found that out digging through the guillotine file. Now we know where the guillotine file and the gold is, but he tells them it's under Babel Tower. I don't quite understand why he told him that. Then we go back to Babel. Seung's having a meeting with police, chiefs, prosecutors, all that. This one in particular is the boss of the cop slash chef assistant that's working in the plaza. Then after the meeting, he makes his way over to the plaza. So apparently the other day, Vin told him about the guillotine file. Even though he's been around, he's been loyal, he's still telling a cop about this file. The crazy thing is the chief has been infiltrating Babel and keeping Vin out of trouble the entire time. He knew about it back then when Seung had that meeting, and he kept this guy for Vin because he has the power to make him go back to Italy. It's difficult to explain, but trust me, that shit is wild. Not only that, his watch has a camera in it, so he's been recording everything they've been doing the entire time at Babel. No wonder he never bothered wasting time with paperwork. And because of that, this guy takes Seung and Miyung out of power a little bit. June becomes the new chief inspector. Chief prosecutor. And Wang is officially running the company. Exactly, guys. What in all of the fuck? If he didn't smell bullshit before, he definitely smells it now. So as they go off in another room and start celebrating, he tells Wang that he also got some information back in Italy, and they said Interpol is coming to pick up Vin right now. Wang's like, what the fuck? Back at the spot, they're watching the news, watching June take his new position. Then Wang calls Vin to let him know about Interpol. They landed touchdown ready to get Vin. Vin meets Wang at the hockey ring. Interpol's going into some building. Then they pull out guns on each other. Wang tries to say his gun is empty, I'm just trying to scare you. Vin is like, alright, that's bullshit. But Wang's just really stalling for time because Interpol came to the ice rink. Oh shit. Damn, Wang had this set up from the jump. He's looking like, damn, you are just like your brother for real. It kind of goes back to what June said to Wang earlier. Play like a fool and then conquer them when they trust you. But as Vin was turning his body, Wang shot him. Oh shit. I'll be damned. Last thing we see is a bullet wound in his shoulder and his eyes closed. People showing their true colors in episode 17. It's like, did y'all know what it is, mister? Big. Could have got their slogan.